So let's start with the SAP here. Okay. So we'll discuss some interview point of time, some important questions here. So each and every topic wise we will discuss more here. Okay. So uh, the topic is like SAP important topics here. So important points by topic wise here. Okay. So first, let's start with the SAP installations. Okay. SAP installations. In the SAP installations, so let's discuss about the few more important points here. So installation time. So what are the softwares we required, right? So we require the softwares like SWPM, right? SWPM, then exports and kernel. So DB and DB client and SAP host agent. These are the important points. These are the important DVDs, media. So media we required for the installation. Like which tool we have to use means what is the tool we have to use for the installation. So that is called the tool. Which tool we have to use it for the installation. So tool for installations. So SWPM tool. So port number is like here we have to use what is the port number?
4237.
4237 is the port number for the installations. So one more important point is for the installation you should know. So installation logs we should be required. Installation logs. So what are the installation log files? Very important log files. SAP INST,
And
SAP INST dot log file and SAP INST underscore dev dot
to-
log file. So these are the installation log files are very important here, right? So these are the installation log files, SAP INST, SAP INST underscore dev dot log file. These two are the very important log file. So which step, which step, which step will took the so longer time, or so in which step in SWPM, in which step so actual SAP system will be created in which step. So which step, right? So so there is a one big step, long running step that is called the import above step. Here, what exactly happens here? So once your system is created in the kernel, everything is created, whatever the exports are there, right here, exports. So those exports will be imported here. Those exports will be imported into the import above step. Those exports will be imported in the import above step. In that step, so that will be imported here, right? So that is the very important step. Exports will be imported. So that is a very important step. So then in case SWPM is cancelled in middle, so we can resume. So if in case, in case in case SWPM cancels in middle, so in middle of the so installation, so we can resume from so it got where it got stopped, right? This is the one thing here we can check it out, right? One more thing here, one more thing here. So we can discuss about the using the SWPM usage, SWPM, the usage of the SWPM, right? So what are the things we can do using the SWPM usage here? So SWPM usage, we can see like, so we can installations, right? Uninstallations, then adding the new app server. So what next? Adding the new app server, installations, uninstallations, adding the new app servers, then exports, imports, and heterogeneous migration, hetero heterogeneous migrations. So all kind of work we can do, splitting and etc. Major thing is the etc we can do in the SWPM. Using the SWPM, all kind of work we can perform it here. The most of the things here, port number is very important here. Then installation log files are very important here, port numbers. Then log files are very important here. Installation log files and all these things are very important here. Installation log files, port number, so which step, longer duration, so SWPM steps. So these steps are somewhat important steps here. So then, so I think this pretty much we covered in the SWPM side, installations, everything. So what are the post installation steps? What are the post installation steps? Post installation steps. So post installation steps. So post installation steps means so TMS configurations, right? So logical system creations, logical systems creations. So client creation, so BDLS, so not BDLS. So SGen, main important thing is the SGen load generators. Profiles import from OS level to so SAP level using RZ10 transaction code. We can do that one. So client creation we discussed. Then SIG transaction code. The first transaction is the SIG transaction code. Then so these are the post activities. ETC for the post activities. As soon as your installation is completed, we can do the as a post activities. Everything we can perform it, right? All these things we can perform it as a post activities in the SAP side. We can perform it. Post activities. As soon as everything is performed, we can perform as a post installation activities. So then after that, we will get the work process overview, right? Work process. So overview, work process overview. So what is meant by work process overview here? Here we will discuss about the so DBEBMGS. D means dialogue, update, NQ. Here we have the so 7 work process are available in that 5+2, right? 2 are available in the ASCS instance and remaining all available in the, so remaining all are available in the, so in the application server, right? So we can log into the SAP through application server, direct application server, or we can also connect through ASCS instance. When you have the multiple application server, so we can connect through, we have the multiple application servers, so we can connect through, when you have the multiple application server, we can connect through, so ASCS instance, message server will perform the load balancing activity and everything. So in the same site, we discussed about the, so dialogues of work process related information, dialogues will pick up the user request. So dialogue work process, defer, so dialogue work process. So SM50 and SM66 are the transaction codes here, right? SM50 is the local work process overview. SM66 is the global work process overview. So local means it will handle the, like it will handle the application server wise work process overview. We can see here. SM66 means if you have the multiple application servers, so instead of logging to the each and every application server, so instead of logging each and every application server, so we can, instead of logging to the each and every application server, what we can do, we can so go to the, instead of logging to the each and every application server, we can, so we can just go to the SM66. We can see the all the work process related information we can see in the SM66 here. The majorly the dialogue work process is responsible to take the user request and process the user request. Once the user is done the transaction code, it will create the records, update records. So here the update work process will update the update records into the DB table level, update it here. So for that one, we can check SM13 and SM14, we can check it out here. Whether the updates are full or not, whether the update work process is active or not, here we can check it out here. The next one is called the NQ work process. NQ work process, SM12. NQ work process is called the SM12. Here, locking mechanism. So if anyone doing any transactions or anything, anyone changing in the SAP system, so immediately it will create the one lock entry here. Why? Because others too do the same similar kind of thing. Immediately it will create the things here in the SAP system. Immediately it will create the other things in the SAP systems here. So that is what it will do in the SAP system. So locking mechanism, it will perform the locking mechanism in the SAP systems, right? So this is what it will perform in the system. This is what it will perform in the systems. Okay. So so this is what it will perform in the SM12 locking mechanism here. Then the background work process. Okay. So background work process is the very important here. This is the very important topic. So this is the first topic they may, if they were asking the interview point of time, this is the very important topic, background work process. So here you should know about the how to create the jobs. Why? Because normally the people will start executing the reports in the SA38 or SE38, right? Yes, some reports they will start executing in the SA38 session. In the dialogue mode, they will execute it. Some reports may take longer time. So some reports may longer time, and every time if they want to execute it, so every time at the same time you have to execute means, so it's unnecessarily manual work, right? So instead of that, we can do the some automation kind of thing. We can do that one by creating the one background job, one scheduled job. So that scheduled job will run automatically based upon the timings which you provided in the SM36 that will be provided. So 36 is the creation of the background job here. So here we can create the, we can run it either in the SE38, we can run the, the programs or reports we can execute it. Programs are, so reports we can execute in the systems. Programs or reports we can execute in the, we can programs, we can run the programs and reports in the systems, right? That is the SA38 or SE38. So we can execute it, right? So instead of you executing, so here, if you run, if we create the one job, if you schedule one job, so that system will take care of that executions. You don't need to manually perform anything. System will take care of the all kind of work. System will take care of the all this kind of work. System will take care, right? So you no need to worry about the all those things and everything. System will take care of the all kind of work and everything. System will do that one. So that is what here. So we see the so background jobs here. So while creating the job, what we had run it in the background without any manual intervention, either the above programs, right? Job steps. So here you should know, like in SM36, while creating the job, so the priority of the class, priority of the job class and job steps. How many types of steps we have? Above program, then external command. So external command, then external programs. So these are the job steps, priority of the job steps we have in the system, right? External programs, external command, and external programs. So programs, internal SAP programs, we can whatever you are executing here, that we can run it background. Not only internal, external voice level commands, some external programs, all those things also we can add it to the here also. So most of the things are here, they will execute the above program here. Then job startup conditions. Job startup conditions means how many types you can start the job here. So job startup conditions, like immediately you can run it, immediate, right? So daytime, after job, right? After event, after job, after event, then operational modes. After job, after event, then operational modes. We can trigger it. So that, so here, so job startup conditions, with this many ways we can run the jobs here, right? So then the next one is the job status. So what is the status of the job here? Scheduled. Then after that, when you assign the timelines, then it will go to the released. Once when the time is near to execution, then it will go to the ready. Then after that, it's active. So job will start executing it. If it is the finished, or so finished means completed, right? Or it will go to the cancelled status. Otherwise, cancelled status. These are the status of the jobs here. So if it is successfully completed, finished status, it is a failed, cancelled status, active, it is running. Active status means job is running here. So here SM36 and SM37, we can use the transaction codes for the creation of the background jobs and everything here. So in the SM36 also, not only two types of jobs here. Normally, two types of jobs we can do here. One is the standard background jobs, standard STD background jobs, right? Standard background jobs. Then second one is called the user jobs. So standard background jobs means system internal jobs. So system internal jobs. So that is also we can schedule it from the SM36. So just to go ahead and standard job, you can release it. So user jobs means manually we have to give the priority, job name, all those things we have to give it, right? That is the very important here, right? That is the very important here. So two types of jobs, standard jobs and user jobs. Normally we will call it as the custom jobs. Normally we will call it as the custom jobs. Many custom jobs here. Standard jobs are custom jobs are available here. Standard or custom jobs are available in the systems, right? So that is the background jobs related information. Standard jobs are custom jobs. So apart from that, so so the background jobs related tables. If I talk about separately are in this one. So TBTC, T and TBTC, yes, these are the two tables for the background job related tables. All the whatever the jobs you are creating, it will store into these two tables. It will store the data. The two tables it will store the data here, right? This is the background jobs related information. Background jobs related information in the systems here, right? So that is about the background jobs. Very important is SM36 and SM37. 36 we can create it. 37 SM37 for so for the administration activities. If you want to cancel, you can cancel it. If you want to change, you can change it. If you want to repeat the scheduling, you can repeat. You can repeat the scheduling of the job. If you repeat the scheduling of the job, so all kind of work we can do it in the SM37. SM37. So high level, this is about the SM37, right? So then, so DVEB completed, then message server, right? So message server is responsible to perform the load balancing activity. So here SMMS we can see here in the logon groups. Message server will be based upon the logon groups here. So once you have the groups are created in the SMLG, there we can check the logon groups and everything we can create it here, right? So message server usage, load balancing activity based upon the logon groups which you created in the SMLG transaction code here. So in the SMMS, we can see the status of the message server, and under the how many application servers are active, all these things we can see it in the SMMS transaction code and SMLG, right? Cancel, change, repeat, scheduling, all these activities we can perform it here, right? So this is about the load balancing related activities in the systems, message server and load balancing related activities in the systems. Okay. So apart from that, we have gateway work process, gateway SMGW. So gateway, it kind of, so only here in the gateway work process, we can see the how many connections are in, which are logged on clients, which are the RFC client, all this information we can see here in the gateway. So if we want a more secure information, we can also configure the ACL files. We can configure it. Read and for second for files, we can configure it here. Then next one is the spool work process, printers, SP01, SP02, SPAD for the printers related information we can see in the here printers configurations and everything. So and also the types of printers are very important here. Types of printers and also access methods, right? Access methods are very important here in the printer administration side. Then once done, here the next one which we discussed is the client administration, right? The client administration. In the client administration part, here logical system creations. It's a very important for the logical systems creation, right? Logical system creation using the sale or, so what is the transaction code? BD54. So what is the naming convention of the logical system? So the naming convention of the logical system, the naming convention of the logical system is SID CLID, the client number. We can use it. Why? Because this is the dependency for client creation of client creation. So in the SCC4, we can create the client. In SCC4, we can create the client. We can create the client, and also in SCC4, we can create the client, and so we can also change the client settings. Suppose if you want to open the system, you can open the system. If you want to close the client, you can close the client. In SCC4, we can do all these activities. We can perform it, open and close. These things we can see in the systems. These things we can see in the systems in the SCC4 transaction code. Okay, in SCC4 transaction code. So all kind of work we can perform it in the systems. Okay, so this is about the client creations and everything here. So when you are creating the client, all your clients related information will be stored into the T000 table. So this is the T000 table. So it will store the client related information. So here in this table, the client related information will be stored here, right? The spool related transaction codes, gateway, logon groups, message server, these all are the work process. But in that, the background jobs are very priority of the very important here, background jobs here. So then client administration, client creations, right? Logical systems, all this kind of work is called the client creations here. So here in the client creation, logical systems, open, close, table, all the information we can see it in the here. All the information we can see in the systems file. That is the one. So and also we discussed about the client copies here. Client copies. So we have the three types of client copies are available. Three types of client copies. One is the local client copy, and so remote client copy, local client copy, the remote client copy, and the client export and client import method, right? So local client copy. For the local client copy, we will use the SCCL transaction code. For the remote client copy, we have to use the SCC9. Then export import SCC 8 for the export, SCC7 is for the import transaction codes, right? So this is the transaction codes we have to use for the export and import. Local client copy, for any client copy, the major prerequisite work is, prerequisite means major, the pre-step for the client copy is like, so estimate the client size using the SA38. There is one program, RS space check or RS, so size check reports. We have to use it to get the space estimation. Then we can perform the local client copy, remote client copy, and this one. So local client copy means within the system between two clients we can perform the local client copy. It means within the city, so we can one place to another place. If you view that one, that is the local client copy. So remote client copy means, so between two systems. Remote client copy means, so between two systems here. Remote client copy means between two systems here. Suppose here, so remote client copy, right? Remote client copy. So here between two systems, between two systems. So which means one system to another system. Suppose this is the one system, so this is the one system. Here you have the one client, here you have the one client here. Okay, here you have the one client, there you have the one client. To transfer the data from this client to this client, so you have to create the, first of all, RFC destinations are required here. RFC destinations are required here. RFC destinations are required to create the client here from one client, from source client to target client. So first, what we have to do to perform the remote client copy, you need to log into the target client. In which client, which system you have to log in? You have to log into the target system, target client, create the RFC destinations to the your source client, then use the SCC9, select the RFC destination, you can perform it. That is the remote client copy, right? So remotely, you are copying the data from one client to another client. So, but don't override any data from, so any client to two client is called the your 000 or 001 client. Those are the important clients. Don't override anything here. Don't override anything in these two clients. Okay, that is a very important things here. You should know about this one. Okay, so that is the very important points here, right? So client export import means, so client export import means same kind of remote client copy here, but here you are not directly transferring to the target here. Source to file system level, you are doing the exports. Then here to here, you are doing the imports here, exports and imports. It is called the remote client copy, exports and imports here. Exports and imports, you have to do that one. Export, right? Then imports, exports and imports we have to do in the here. Exports and imports you have to do. Exports we have to use the SCC8, then imports we have to use the SCC7, right? So if any client copy issues, logs, status, we can check in the SCCC3 to check the logs of the client copy, to check the logs of the client copy. Logs we can check in the client copy logs and progress. Logs we can check it in the SCC3 transaction code. 4 we can create it here, right? These are the client copy, the high level, the administration part, which we have to concentrate. They may ask you questions like sometimes in the client copy side. So what is the difference between the remote client copy and the client export import? Remote client copy, remotely you are copying the data from here to here. Export means you are exporting to the here and you are importing to the other place here. Export and import method, right? That is the remote client copy method. We have to use it here. Exporting and importing the client copies. Exporting and importing the client copies here. That is the main thing here. You should know about this one, right? It is the export and import methods. Export and import methods we should know, right? The next one is like, so normally if I talk about the client copy related T codes here, whatever the in SCC1, one transaction code in SCC1, so SCC1, this is called the this is called the client transport. This is called the client transport, SCC1 client transport, right? Then SCC3, so client copy logs we can see here in the client copy logs SCC3, and SCC4 client creation we can check in the client creation. SCC5, then client deletion we can perform it here. Then SCC7, then client import we can perform it here. Then SCC8 here is called the client export we can perform it here. SCC9, so client remote client copy, kind of remote client copy, right? Then what next? So these are the transaction codes. So very important here, right? Client copy related transaction codes here. So then immediately we discussed about the transport administration part, right? So transport administration. So in the transport administration, we discussed about the configurations. So configuration part, if we talk about the TMS configurations, TMS configuration. Here we have performed the TMS configuration from the 000 client. We have to perform all the configuration using the STMS transaction code here. So while performing the configuration, we have to create the domain controller configuration, right? So here domain controller, then transport routes, then transport layers, transport routes and transport layers. Routes means, layers means, so here two types of layers here. One is the SAP layer, SAP standard objects, it will go this layer, and also the custom layer, ZSID layer, right? Which means ZSAD layer means, so here the ZSAD layer means the customization objects which are developed by the users, not the users. So it's the developers, they will develop the customization. So those objects will go ZSID layer. SAP layer means here SAP standard objects. During the support packs, that time we are doing the support packs upgrade, we are doing it. Those are the SAP standard objects. Suppose like these are the patches. So suppose see here, these are the will go, patches will go via this way, like the standard SAP layer, it will go to the system. SAP layer, it will go to the systems layer. SAP layer, it will go to the system level, it will go to the systems, right? That is the SAP layer here in the systems, SAP layer. So that is called the means called the SAP layer. So here, so in the SAP layer, customization layer, two routes, transport routes here. Here also we have the two types of routes are available here. So all these configurations we have to perform in the STMS only. So two types of routes here. One is the customization routes, right? Customization route and delivery route. Customization route and delivery route here. Customization and delivery route here. So customization and delivery route here. Customization means, so the difference between the development and quality is called the customization, right? Delivery route, the difference between the quality and the production is called the the quality and the production is called as the delivery route. Okay, so that is called the delivery route, right? So delivery route, customization route and delivery route here. So customization, so customization means developers, they will do the development activities in the development, right? That is called the customization. So the customization to quality means testing purpose, they will move to the quality system, the three system lands.
In transport, sir, in transport layer there is Z package layer also.
Yeah, this
Last
is
time,
Z package, SAP layer and ZSAD layer, Z package layer. So we want to create the one more
last time Avapor was not able to release transport because I have not added that Z package layer.
Right. The package is the very important actually. The package should come, but you have to the routes and layers, the configuration is very important. Then that will be created automatically when you are doing this for configurations. This everything you have to perform from the 000 client only. Domain controller configurations, right? First of all, one system you have to decide as a domain controller. Then you add the systems into domain controller, add the systems into domain controller. So that is the very important. Then so this configurations is the very important. Then import is nothing. So someone will do the configurations. Then TR import is our responsible. Then using the STMS transaction code, click the import queue, which system you are importing, that system, that import queue of the system, target system. Then select the transport request, select the TR, then import it. Select the TR and import it. That is the very important here. Importing the transport request is very important here, right? That is the very important for the importing the transport request here, right? That is the very important here. Okay, so importing the transport request is very important here. Transport imports, right? So the transport, so that is the import. So while creating the transport also, transport creation also there. So then creation of the transport request, we can also create some transport request here. Creations in SE01 or SE09 or SE10. So we can create the transport request. So how many types of transport request we have here? So types of transport request, types of TRs. That is called the change request. Now we will not call the transport request, change request here. So change request, types of change request. Once you release it, that is called the transport request. Before that, this is called the change request. So here we have the, so one is called the customization request. Okay, customization request. The second one is called the workbench request. Customization called the and workbench request. The third one is called the relocation of relocation of objects, right? So relocation of the objects. So then transport of copies. Fourth one is called the transport of copies. Transport of copies, we can use it here. So which means customization means only specific to that client only, specific to that system only. It cannot be imported into the any other clients. Workbench means any other client, any other system, any external systems also we can import it here. So normally workbench request will be created by the developers only. So relocation of the objects means it's rarely they will use it. Suppose you want to change the location of the object from one package to another package or one view to another view. So that time so they will use the relocation of the object. Transport of copies means normally we will use it basis thing during the refresh time. During the refresh time, we will use this transport of copies here, right? So, and also while importing the TR written codes you will get here. TR written codes you will get here. TR written codes means 0, 4, 8, so 12. These are the written codes, TR written codes. So 12 means it's a basis stream responsibility. 0 and 4 means here we have to take care of the, so here we have to take care of the, so access and everything here, right? So that is the, so transport of copies here. So TR release same way you have to, wherever you created the TR in the same transaction codes, you have to release the transport request, right? So you create in the SE01, go to the SE01, select the transport request and release it. There is a truck symbol, you have to release it here. Same as like here, when we, if we create here, so wherever you create it, you have to release it. The transport owner should be release it here. If it is in the modifiable status, you cannot import it. Why? Because there is a sequence for importing the transport request here. Sequence means, so TR creations. Then after that TR release. Then there is a TR import. TR import status. This is the sequence which will come here. So TR released by the transport owner, by TR owner. Who created here the TR? That is the owner. He has to create it, owner, right? So owner. So owner will create the transport. So owner will release it. Then here TR import by basis team. Basis team has to do the import here. This is the responsibility of the each and every person here. Creations. Okay. So here written codes are the 0, 4, 8, 12. 8 and 12 means, so 8 and 12 here. 8 and 12 means, so fine. 8 means one or more. 0 and 4 means fine, successfully imported, you can ignore it. So successfully imported with the warnings, 0 and 4. 8 means, so one or more objects are having issues. One or more objects are having the issues here. So 12 means here, TR ended with the system error, which means maybe, so we have the four things here. We need to check here. The transport request is ended here. So free space to DB level, database level, any issues, file system level, any issues. And also we need to check the RFC, TMS star RFC destinations, right? And also TMS ADM issue, and also the job RDD, IMP DP issue. And this is the background jobs related TMS ADM. So RDD, IMP DP related issues, we can check it out. Anything is running or not, and the job is failing, then definitely we cannot import it. Job should be run it here. RDD IMPDP job. RDD IMPDP job should run from 000 client, right? So if all are working fine, the connectivity, RFC connectivity, TMS star RFC destinations. So RFC destinations, all this should be up and work. TMS ADM should be up and running. Job should run from the 000 client. All this should be so fine, right? Then we have to check it out. If the RC12 means something is not working, majorly the job will not work. If the job is not working means we have to schedule it from the, we have to schedule it from the, so we have to schedule it from the one report, we have to execute it. If the job is not running, we have to run the one report. Run the one report, that is called the RDD. So IMP DP. RDD IMP DP is job not running. You have to run the one report called the RDD new PP report, you have to execute it. You have to execute it to run the job. Okay, that is the major important thing we should be aware of that one, right? That is the RDD new PP report. Okay, so this is the new background jobs, so related informations and everything here, right? So that is the normal high level, so background jobs related information, sorry, transport request related information. Then if you want to open the system general transaction codes, if you want to open the system, go to the SE06, SE03, open the system for modifications, open the system for modifications. So modifications, open the system for modifications, right? So then SM04, you know, all users logged on list, AL08, you know, SMLG, right? RZ12, all these things we already discussed, normal general transaction, daily monitoring transaction codes, ST01. So for the tracing, ST02 tune buffer settings, buffers, swaps, memory areas, all these things we discussed. And the ST03N workload analysis, all these things we can perform it here. Then ST04 database related performance, ST05 SAP SQL performance tracing as and everything here. This is the system trace and this is the performance trace here, right? So then ST06 for the CPU utilization, CPU related OS level information. Then ST07 application monitor user distribution, we can check it out from here, right? Then also we checked out the SM59 RFC administration part, right? RFC administrations, we have discussed the connections, types of connections, right? Synchronous RFC, asynchronous RFC, queued RFC, transactional RFCs, all these things we discussed, right? So next one, what we discussed is so types of RFC destinations, administrations, queued RFCs. So all these things we discussed. It's very small, simple transaction codes. All these are, right? So connectivity creations, one system to another system. Connectivity is very important here, right? So those are the destinations of the RFCs here. So then we discussed about the SMQ1. We discussed SMQ2 inbound, outbound RFCs, queues creations, QR, QoS, queue scheduler, and SM58 transactional RFCs. So all these things we discussed, right? So and also SAP note implementations using the S-note transaction code. If any bug fixes, we have to apply runtime errors, bug fixes, we can apply it from here. There are the manual notes, correction notes, and informative notes, right? Those notes we can apply it in the systems. Those notes we can apply it in the systems. Correction notes we have to apply it. Manual notes, so we have to manually check and we have to resolve it. So that steps we have to follow it. So that information notes means it's a kind of information note, informative notes, right? These are the types of notes using the S-note transaction code. We have to apply it here. Then so license we have to apply using the S license transaction code here. By default, temporary license you will get the 90 days. Within this 90 days, we need to request permanent license. That is called the permanent license we need to get from service marketplace. So we have to apply that one. We have to apply, right? That is the license part, right? That is the license part. We have to apply it here, right? So the next one which we are going to discuss is about the, okay. So the next one which we are going to discuss about. So we discussed about the SAP upgrades, which we discussed in the upgrade part. So XML file, stack.xml file creation, it's a very important. How will you create the stack.xml file? Stack configuration file creations, right? Stack configuration file creations, right? Downloading the patches. So how will you calculate the stack.xml file? Means in the service marketplace, we have to go to the explore systems and there we have to select the system. We have to calculate the stack.xml file. We have to join. In case your system is not exist, we have discussed all these steps. We have drafted also, right? Saint transaction codes, utilities. We have to download the utilities. We have to download the sys info.xml file, we have to download it here, right? Prerequisites, all these things we have so discussed, all these steps we have discussed clearly, right? So then using the sum tool, so you have to do that one, all these kind of upgrades and everything, we will do the sum tool information, right? And also sum tool, sum is the sum upgrade manager. So sum tool, when you are doing the sum tool here, the port number is called the 1129 or 1128 here. 28 for the sum tool, the port 28 for the here, the sum tool, the 28 is for the so HTTP, 29 is for the HTTPS site. HTTPS means 29, HTTP means 29. This is the port number for sum tool here. This is the port number for the sum tool which we are, so we have to use it here. Port number for the sum tool here, which we have to use it here, right? So that is the port number for the sum tool which we have to use it in the systems, right? So and also some steps, we have the 6 types of steps are there here: extraction, configuration, checks, pre-processing, execution, and post-processing. So here we have the options, right? Some tool options here. Suppose like example, some versions important here. So here which version of the sum tool you have to use it here. So restrictions of the using the sum tool here. Some 1.0 and some 2.0 here. If the NetWeaver version is below 7.5, we have to use the some 1.0. If we above, we have to use the sum 1 for 2.0 here. The sum tool, the major thing they may ask you is shadow concept, shadow system concept. So what is mean by shadow system? So concept. What is mean by shadow system concept? So shadow system concept. What is meant by shadow system concept here? The shadow system is here kind of. So shadow system is like shadow system is like here. So it copy of the your original system, copy of the your original system, so that it's a copy of the your original system. The shadow system is like copy of the your original system. Okay, so which means instead of updating directly into the main system, the shadow system if we update it, so here we can verify it in the where exactly the shadow system will be started here. In the configuration phase itself, shadow system will be created, but the actual work starts in the pre-processing phase only. Shadow will be started, shadow will be running, and a repository will be copied. Shadow will be upgraded in the pre-processing step itself. But shadow kernel extracting, all these things will happen in the configuration phase itself. Then once it is done here, then we have the execution phase, downtime phase. In the downtime phase, what exactly happens in the downtime phase here? So all the patches in the downtime phase, all the patches, whatever happens in the shadow, that will be moved to the your pre-processing step. That will be moved to the your pre-processing area. That will be moved to the your pre-processing step. That is called the so shadow copy to original system. That is happens here. So while doing this concept, your main system will be down here in the execution phase. Here downtime will start here. So that is the reason up to from here to end of the pre-processing we will do in the weekdays. In the execution we will perform in the weekends. We will perform here. Some organizations they will do in the pre-processing step in the weekends only. Why? Because here heavily the shadow system will be created and heavily it will use the memory and everything. So they will start using the pre-processing in the downtime itself, off business hours itself. So up to here they will stop it. Some organizations they will start after the end of this one. So it's a different use case. How they want to proceed it. It's the different use case they can proceed it here. Different use case. This is the one. Okay. So that is the shadow import procedure. That is the shadow imports copying to the original to main system. That is the one. Right. So that is the shadow concept here, right? Upgrade port number, logs we can check in the some logs, we can check it out here. So we can check the in the some directory, we have the logs. Every step is running. We can just go open the step and here we can see what is happening. So we need to check it out. Whether it's a sum tool, sometimes it will is running only, but it won't do anything in the systems. It won't do anything in the system. So we need to carefully check what is doing and what is not doing, and all the information we have to do it here in the systems, right? All kind of information we have to check in the systems here. So here log files are available. If any step is running here, the each step there is a log file. The log file is there here. Here you have to log in and you have to check what exactly happening with this step. All kind of information you have to check in the systems. All kind of information. So we have to check in the systems. That is the main important phase here, right? So log files and everything, it will check it out here. Here, the same log files are available here. Voice level also we can see in the sum directory. If we go to the, so USR, so SAP, SID, sum, in the sum tile, there is a above, under the above you have the log directory, log, right? In the log folder, you can see the what are the log files are updating. Same log files are also available here. Same log files are available here, right? That is the sum folder. And also you have the temp, all temporary calculations, temp files also updated. Currently, which patches are updating here? All kind of patches also will be updated here. So, but which are not there in the log, but which will be available in the currently. Suppose if you see here, currently XPRO 002 patch, this is getting imported. It's a runtime. It is getting, methods are getting imported in the application server. Application server, it is getting imported. Those are things here. It's a real time. It's a kind of things. Here it is processing. It is processing. All real information will be available here. All kind of real informations. So it will be, we can track it out from here, what is happening in the system and everything here. That is processed, then immediately that is same as available in the log file also. In the 21 processed here, we can see the 21 file is here, the log file. Once it is processed, with the log file is available here. Once it is processed, the log file is available. So during the process, the temporary calculations we can see in the temp directory, temp. In the temp directory that is available here. So currently you can see these are the files are getting processed. 2, 5, 45, this one. So when I refresh, if anyone comes to the here, then that is getting processed here. This is getting processed. So like this, each and every page, it will create the some temporary calculation files. It will create it. Those will be processed in the systems here. That will be processed in the systems here, right? So here, that is the concept of the C21 patch file here. Before it is coming to it is available in the temp directory. Then we have checked it out. Then once it is processed, so that files related information you can see here, that is available here. So it's executed. The exit code is 4. The transport is imported like, so 4, it is imported. So all kind of repairs, everything is happened, BAPI repaired, all kind of repaired. Yeah, all these things are happening here. So this is the log file. We have to thoroughly, we have to clearly check when you are doing the upgrade. It's simply not like that, just checking the screen. You need to check the log files also. Observe it here, the log files, it is happening or not. So that is a very important sum concept. One more thing is, if the sum is stopped in the middle, same. So sum is stopped in the middle, same we can resume it from the SAP. We want to reset, we can reset it up to p-processing. We get the option like reset it out. After that, we will not get the option to reset the sum screen. Up to reason that we will not get the option to reset the sum tool here. We will not get the option to reset the sum tool here. So that is not possible here, right? That is not possible to reset the sum screen here. So that is the very important here, right? That is the very important here. Okay, some analysis file. Here the analysis file is important. In which step, how much time is taking, what is the database statistics. So all the kind of analysis information we can find out from the sum analysis file. In the sum analysis file, all kind of information we can see in the, so in the systems, right? This is the sum analysis file here, right? So this is the sum screen, sum upgrade. Patches are required, XML files are required here. So that we have to generate it, how to generate the XML file, all these things we have discussed, right? That is the sum concept here. So that is the, we are in the sum concept and sum tool issues here. Sum tool issues means, so if the sum tool sometimes may get stuck due to some DB level issues, so sometimes space issues, then we need to restart it. Then we need to restart it and we need to check it out here. We need to restart. We have to clearly check the all the issues and everything. We have to check it out. That is the sum tool, some information we have to check it out, right? So that is the sum upgrade related information. So when the shadow system concept, the shadow will be created here in the above folder. In the above folder, in the shadow instance, shadow exe will be created, right? some above exe, and also the shadow will be created here in the data, not the data. So there is a shadow system related profiles will be created here. This shadow related profiles will be created in the, so yeah, above system. Yeah, in the above system, global directory and profile directory. Same as like original system, the shadow related system details are created in the here. Shadow system related details are created in the system here, details here. That is the shadow related information, all kind of information we can see it from here. That is the shadow. Okay. That is the shadow related information we can find out from the here. Okay. So that is the shadow related information and things here. Okay. So the next one, so some upgrade completes. Then small things also we discussed, but I have not mentioned here. Just you can go through those things. So majorly note implementation. The major topics which you need to remember is like the major topics you need to remember is the important topics, the background jobs, here. Then so client copies, transport administration, right? Then, so some troubleshooting, OS level file systems also we discussed. So OS level file systems, OS level file systems. Then, so SAP upgrade using the sum tool, which tool, pre-steps and post-steps, those things are very important. Sum tool. So these are the very important steps. These are the, so 6 or 7 topics are there here. If you read, if you know all these concepts, so you are good, right? The next one is the DB, database level, HANA DB level, right? Database related topics. So DB level topics also we have. So DB level, you have to concentrate on the HANA DB installations that you guys have done, right? HANA upgrades using the, so HDB LCM tools, right? Delta merge, what is mean by delta merge? And save point interval, delta merge and save point interval. So backups, so restore, then refresh, backups, restore, refresh, save point, delta merge, upgrades, and so HANA stopping procedures, HANA stop and HANA start procedures. So these are the important topics which you have to carefully plan, carefully study, read all these things and everything here. HANA stop and start, refresh, restores. So backups, 3 types of backups here, save point mechanism, delta merge. So HANA logs checking, HANA logs with the OS level way to check the logs in a trace directory. That is called the trace directory logs. These are the very important things. Okay, trace logs. This is about the HANA administration related log files and everything. Trace logs, HANA stop, start, refresh, backup, save point, delta merge, installations, all these things here, right? So here, these are the HANA DB related topics which you need to so mention and you need to familiarize with this one. And also HANA Studio administration parts, HANA Studio administration tabs for the HANA Studio administration tabs here, like overview, configuration, checks, preprocess, sorry, overview, overview page, landscape, right? So configurations, so volume tabs. So these tabs are HANA Studio administration tabs are very, very important tabs. So those things can check it out. Some parameters, so memory related parameters, installations, delta merge. If you remember all these concepts, definitely you can through the interview. Upgrades. So if you remember all these points, so HANA level, just you can ignore it. HANA upgrade, refresh, they may ask you main questions, the refresh, HANA upgrades, maybe delta merge. So HANA Studio administration tabs, they may ask you logs. But here, if you remember these 5 topics and remaining is here small topics, then definitely can get the interview. Because the major thing is they will not ask in 30 minutes time, they will not ask all the questions in all the topics, right? The major topics. So here, right? Just you can just to practice all these things. Okay. So,
HADR setup also is
yeah, HADR setup. Maybe they will ask you the replication modes. If you told I have not worked on it, that's fine. Maybe if you want to take it out, then apply say HANA replication modes and operation modes. Operation modes and replication modes. Those are the important. So synchronous, asynchronous, and sync mem. The operational modes is called like, so we have the delta data shipping and so log replay mechanism. Those are the important things which you need to remember here, right? So that is the operational modes and the replication modes configurations and everything here. Okay, so that you can practice it. Okay, so maybe you have already. That's fine. Okay, so please practice all these things. So if you want to discuss more on the HANA administration side, sometime back this week, so I will discuss with you. So no problem.